Hello my friends, welcome to Instant Electronic Child, this is Uncle Misha, and today we have yet another MZ-NE410 mini disc player. So again, this one was part of the job lot I purchased for cheap, and I think this one is in the worst condition. I think you're gonna be shocked what you see inside, because I already see it's gonna be kind of hard on your eyes. So prepare your antidepressant if you're a big fan of mini disc players. Prepare your antidepressants, because I think it's gonna be horrible. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to fix it, but at least we're gonna see what we can salvage. So guys, stay with me and we're gonna proceed. Okay, I have a strong suspicion that this guy had quite a bit of a water damage, so we'll start opening this side and see where we are. Okay, well, clearly I will be able to salvage the box out of it, or case, because case is obviously doesn't rust unless it's like made of metal, but this time it's made of plastic. And you see this? See that? It's rust. So yeah, it's not a good sign. Oh, freak! Houston, we have a problem. Ha! Who would expect that you cannot unscrew? Who would expect that? Not me. Let's try this side. Okay, this goes. Rusty as well. I'm not gonna even power it up, because in the video, unboxing video of this particular job lot, I did power this guy up, and I think it was pitiful and definitely was not working. Okay, so let's try again. It's stripping the... actually, no, it's spinning, I think. Yes. Oh, I think I'm not gonna like what I see inside. Okay, guys, did you take your antidepressants or any kind of other tranquilizers and things like that? Because I think this is gonna be horrible. I think this is gonna be very horrible. What are you gonna see here? Well, actually, it's not so bad. Well, at least this is all rusty. This is all rusty. Yikes! Maybe it is bad. It may be bad. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So far, I don't see like too much of a horrible damage. Okay. But yeah, I already feel this gritty kind of rusty stuff. So what do we have? Okay, let's just try to open this side now. See what we have here. Okay, yeah, look at this rust in here. So these metal parts are clearly rusty. But I thought it will be much more horrible than I expected. And I see, actually, not expected. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on here? I'm gonna disconnect this, because this clearly has to be cleaned. Of course, what's going on? If you need to open it, Misha, Uncle Misha, please pay attention. Ooh, what is this? Oh, remember in that video, I found a piece of spring inside the optical pickup. Well, guess what? I have a very strong suspicion that this part is super gonski, because look like this is all rusty here. I'm gonna open it right now, just to see what the hell is going on here. Yeah. Oh, yes. So clearly we had quite a bit of water damage. Mamma mia. Well, clearly this guy is kaput, so we can try to clean it up, but this goes back in here and goes to the side. Just because, looky what we have. Well, this is all horrible, I can swap it up. So potentially there is a little chance that we can, let's fix this, swap the stops. So but just let's continue, because I don't like this spring falling out of somewhere. Oops, no, this is good spring, this is in good shape. Okay, how about optical pick? Is it okay? Optical pickup is here. Okay, what else do we see here? Anything bad? I don't see much. Oh yeah, I see bad. Okay, the spindle is all rusty here. So, and also it's magnetic. I didn't realize it's actually magnetic. This is rusty, but on the positive side, I don't see rust penetrating further down the optical pickup, but still have to actually unscrew. Okay, we are getting into the territory where electrostatic stuff is totally possible. It's better to be careful. Okay. I still do not understand where that spring came from. Well, I have several optical pickups, which is probably, if it's missing this... Oh, I know where the spring came from. It was here. That spring was here. Yes, I remember. It returns this thingy. So essentially, it's not essential, but it's not gonna pop the disc back out. So you have to like pull it with your fingers. But yeah, that's no big deal. I'm not gonna play with it right now. But I'm shedding some rust here. This is the case for sure. So again, it's not really super important part of the mini disc player, and you can try to replace it with any kind of spring. So the most important right now, what do we see underneath here? Because if water got on the top of this board, it's not gonna be good. But what I see, I'm not gonna disconnect the optical pickup actually, believe you or not, guys, at the moment. I'm gonna just examine it. It looks like it's not so bad. I just looked inside here because I need better light, because it's hard to see, and I don't see any rust. But clearly we had, hope the switches are fine. Clearly we had the issue with water ingress. So I believe what happened here, so this player was, this one was left in this kind of position, sitting somewhere. Rain or water got in, but water, continued traveling through these buttons right here, through this board, leaking probably somewhere in this area, and leaking down the side here, like this. But also it got on top of here mechanism. But I believe when this event happened, the disc was in there. And you know what happened? The disc saved the rest of the optical pickup from water saturation. That's why there is rust on spindle, but nowhere else. I don't know, this is my theory, obviously, because I don't know what happened. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna clean up the spindle. Okay, nicely. Okay, they clean up this. Let me shine some light in here. You see the spindle? Here's it, right? I'm gonna clean up the spindle. I'm not gonna touch the, let me see what's going on with the laser. If it's clean, the lens, if it's clean or not, if it needs some cleaning. Yeah, it's not too bad, so I probably won't do cleaning. I'm gonna replant this top and power it up. Let's see, that's gonna be our experiment. So let me screw this back, all these little guys back on, because this even screws are, they looking good, so nothing was rusted here. Usually if water goes and doesn't go straight on the board in the middle of it, it started traveling from sides. And these guys are fine, meaning that there is no damage to the board, which is actually quite important factor. Also, I'm gonna examine the board with magnifying glass on this side. Other side, I'm not gonna touch at the moment. To see, I'm actually doing it right now to see if you know, there is no kind of corrosion going on, like tiny corrosion or something, before I power it up. If I discover any corrosion, try to clean it up. But even battery terminals are looking good. Okay, we have this back on. Also, we're gonna examine these, and these are looking good, so water didn't get in here, right? So, okay, let me examine this off camera quickly. Okay, I did examination with my magnifying glass because I don't have microscope, and I didn't see any kind of signs of corrosion. And believe me, I know this board very well by now. After, if you saw my previous videos where I was poking a lot around, try to debug the power management IC issues with the similar board. Oh man, now I know it very well. Okay, so let's clean up that spindle and you will see how badly and how dirty it is. Actually, it's not that bad, unless I just cannot really properly clean it up. It has a little bit of something, but like it's not that bad. It'd be nice to actually remove this part. I know it's removable, I just want to fiddle with it. Okay, I'm gonna clean up as much as I could. Yeah, it is rusty. Look, it's like turns into kind of yellowish. So I'm gonna continue cleaning up as much as I could. Make sure there is no any rusty bits and pieces here. Alright, good news. I have cleaned up insides as much as I could. Also cleaned up here, a little bit of rust here, but that's need to be either scraped or something. Cleaned up all this because there was some kind of water increase in this area. So, and cleaned up in this. So it also cleaned up right here. But unfortunately, this has to be repaired, not just cleaned up. But that's no big deal. The main thing for me, two main things. Number one, the main board works. That's main question. Okay, number two is the optical pickup works. So ideally both of them I'd like to have to be true. In this case we will be happy campers and happy people. Okay, let's try to assemble this one for now without springs or anything, just like temporarily kind of put it together. Okay, all right. I'm gonna use just, whoops, where are you going? One screw for now because the other one is rusty, so I'm not gonna use that. Okay, one screw just to keep it together, maybe two. Where is the other one? Yeah, this guy is it rusty or just? Yes, it is rusty. Yeah, I'm gonna put it now. That's one is good. Now we're gonna attach, oops, I also forgot about this guy here before. That's better. Same here, I need to put this back. I have to put this back in straight. Secure it. All right. Hope I didn't forget anything, but now is a moment of truth. So we have a battery. I'm gonna try this battery and see what's gonna happen. Open, close. Okay, so board is alive. No disk. This is positive. All right, let me get a disk. Okay, so here we have someone very beautifully made Beastie Boys Check Your Head album. I'm not a big fan of Beastie Boys anyways, but first thing I grabbed from the used pile. Well, at least it's moving. I think it's gonna be playing. And it is. Let me pick my headphones. And as you hear it, it is clearly playing. Wow! Lucky me, I think, or lucky this player. Yeah, because otherwise it will be completely bonkers or gonski or like deadski or whatever. Because the corrosion is #1 killer of portable players like this. Couldn't be like Walkman or Discman or Flashman or whatever. Corrosion is like cell phones. Yeah, corrosion is #1. Mortality case or mortality cause. Okay, now that's the problem. You see, it doesn't shoot it out, so you have to like fish it out by yourself. That's we're gonna repair. No problem, guys. No problem, because I have many chassis like that, some boards, and I have fronts and backs. So it's like, you see what's happening. So I have like several mini disc players and their bits and pieces, so I can assemble one out of several. So in this video, it's not over yet. I'm not gonna be probably trying to recover this. Okay, I'm not gonna be trying. I'm just gonna clean it up, make sure the corrosion not gonna spread here, and this is gonna be put for later. What I'm gonna do here, I will try to clean it up as much as possible, because corrosion here is pretty horrible, because button here is much nicer than button here. Okay, so you're gonna kind of swap them out, and I don't know, maybe I will also swap out the whole thing, maybe the whole front, because this one seems to be in a little bit better shape, minus the freaking corrosion. Yeah, so that's gonna do for sure. Hence I didn't kind of put it all together. And then I'm gonna clean up all this stuff, because maybe even rip all this copper out here, unfortunately. Maybe not, we'll see. Because looks like it's nice here, but it's really corroded here, and I don't want this thing to spread. Maybe I just like will cut it like this. Maybe it's another thing what I do. Well, we'll see, because this is nice and beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty horrible. Or maybe I just rip it off. I don't think it's okay. I have actually another case here. This I ripped it off because it collected so much junk. Yeah. So, and they both. Yeah, I can just use this one, but still have to clean up this one. No big deal. So case we have. It reads the discs, it's all and beautiful. Battery we can pull for now. Now I have to just continue scavenging bits and pieces from other mechanisms and the other parts, and just make this player look as good as possible. Alright, so my next step would be clean up all this and try to salvage, and this too, try to salvage as much as, oh, look at this. No, maybe this is not salvageable at all. Yeah, I will clean it up for sure. Who knows, maybe those dumb buttons I would need for something. Maybe this, whatever, not resonator. Maybe the screen is gonna be bad, so I would be able to, I'm pretty sure I can desolder this top and actually extract this screen from here. But all this stuff, yeah, and probably there is a lot of, like, these resistors are gone. This ribbon cable, yeah, I believe this is pretty much as good as dead. Maybe some of the resistors, but yeah, look at this resistor is blue. Is it blue because it's blue, or no, it is actually blue. Yeah, a bunch of jumpers, resistors, yeah. Yeah, these two looking pretty bad. This resistor is like good as dead. Yeah, oh my god, no, I think this board is Gonski. Yeah. Unfortunately, this chip is like a blob on the board, so I wouldn't be like, it'd be nice to be able to replant it, but like forget about it. The resonator quartz, the resonator is pretty much never gonna die. What's gonna happen potentially, this screen, yeah, if this screen broken in other player, I can just replant it. Oh no, I don't even have to resolder it. Look, I can just like you know, kind of bend these ones and pull it out. And this probably uses not solder, it uses this rubber strips here or here as a contact thing. And again, maybe here is corrosion damaged this screen as well. Who knows? This screen can be just as good as that. So, okay, so this going straight into the anti-static bag. I'm not gonna do anything without it. Like, it's just, who cares? I think it's dead. And this guy has to be washed. It's gonna be washed just with soap straight in the sink. Yeah, and this case is gonna be washed very, very thoroughly. And maybe I use the vinegar to clean it up. Vinegar and soap. Okay, that's gonna be off camera. For now, I'm not gonna be touching this. I will find the replacement spring for the optical pickup or chassis. And what else? That's pretty much it. Yeah, gonna keep it for now. But this will be cleaned up. I'll be back. Okay, so while other bits and pieces are bleaching, believe you or not, I had to actually use bleach in order to clean up all this rust from this other top and other bits and pieces. This was actually easy to clean just in soapy water. Vinegar didn't really help, believe you or not. So this is the donor unit. So you're gonna take this spring out of here and put it here. While the other things are cleaning up, we're gonna perform this swap operation. Have to be with the springs, obviously have to be super careful, otherwise this thing gonna shoot and you won't be able to find it. All right, that was easy. So now this is gonna go here and here. All right, perfect. You know what, before I do that, sorry. Okay, it's probably easier on this side now. Just thought about something. I probably will clean it up better in that area. I did my job. Actually, I'm gonna clean up everything here. It's a bit dirty. You see even this slab where the record head sliding is actually dirty. Some kind of crust here, I don't know. Fortunately, I won't be able to remove this bit, but at least I can clean it up. Oh, oops! I know this probably just some kind of marker. How about here? There's some crud here. I'm wondering if this is... Yeah, it's rust. That sucks. I'm gonna just scrape it off. I'm not gonna use any vinegar or any other acid in this area. I'm gonna just scrape it off and then clean up. And then lubricate this a little bit here. That's much better. Okay, looks like there is no rust in this area. Okay. Already cleaned up in this area, but just do one more time. So after thorough cleaning of things, like for example this bag and the little thingies, so I had to throw away this copper thing because whatever was glued over here actually deteriorated greatly. So I think it's gonna work perfectly fine. If I need it, I will MacGyver something from aluminum foil. Also cleaned up this lid, the front lid. The reason I want to keep this one, not this one, because this one is a bit more beat up. So my idea is actually remove this board and replant it in this case. So that's going to be done as well. Now I pulled out the two tape mechanism, two optical pickups. Alright, so this one is not working from one of the previous videos, and this one is the one we are working on. I clean up as much as I could. This has to be lubricated, and this is the spring. I already pulled this out, so it was installed right here. So this spring gonna be installed, but before I install the spring, I'm gonna take my grease and grease it up a little bit. So this area, where is my greasy stick? I'm not sure if such thing exists, like greasing stick, but that's my... So this area has to be a little bit lubricated, and here as well. Here. Then excess I would recommend to wipe out. This is silicone grease, so this has to be greased, and excess has to be removed. Alright, let me install the spring now. The longer, oops, this is the thing with springs, they are notorious to fly away. So you have to be super careful when installing all this or removing these jaws. Yep, so now this thing, if it's armed like this, and it's supposed to shoot, yes, like this. So because here it's going to be pushed, and it's supposed to push your disc away. So now this optical pickup is going to be placed back into its anti-static bag, because I still hope I can reuse some bits and pieces out of here. So I don't want to damage it, so I'm going to put back into anti-static bag. Okay, let me grease some other bits and pieces here before putting the top lid back on. So this area slightly has to be greased as well, very lightly, and wiped. I'm gonna smear it like this, and then it's gonna be, I'm gonna clean it up. Then we have to lubricate a little bit here, and then we have to, I'm gonna wipe excess of lubricant like everywhere. That's pretty much it, I think. I don't remember any other places which would be rub. Maybe a little bit here. Okay. Oh, the optical, not optical, the laser sled. A little bit. Okay, a little bit. And then now it's time to actually remove excess with Q-tip or cotton tip. So this is gonna be excess removed. Where was else? Here as well. Okay, and from the optical pickup, a little bit. If it's too much, it's not good as well. Okay. So now I think we can put this to the side. Now it's time to do surgery on the top. So for this, we have to unscrew all these jaws. All those little screws will go. Okay, this is nice and clean. It will be planted right here, but before we put this one nice and cleaner, It's still not an ideal shape, but it is nicer shape. And we're gonna plant this right in here. Because this is all cleaned up, the board is cleaned up, so I don't have to like nice and do any kind of extra work on it. But if you have like dust accumulation, better to, of course, make it nice and clean. So here we are. So we replanted the control board from this case to this. And also, just a little advice, if you want to do that, please first install this, then install board. Otherwise, you won't be able to install this thing because it has to go on specific angle. Yeah, this is good. It's in a little bit better condition, I think. Right, in the case overall and the buttons. So this goes to the side. Yeah. All right, so now it's time to put it all together and test. So it's one of the trickiest part here is to properly align everything. As you see, it's not always easy. Cat's hair doesn't help. Okay. There also has to be spring here, but I found recently that spring is easier to install afterwards, just like this. Just like that. Even better first to put some screws on the other side, because you see it start pushing it away, like on this side, before you do that. Let's put some screws. I'm going to be using the top screws, which are looking a little bit different. Look, they are than just regular screw because they have unpopulated part to it first. And I'm gonna use, what is another one? I have this rusted one. How do I clean this up? Let's see, let me see, a little pause here. Let me see if this is easily to clean. Turned out to be this screw was easy to clean because probably it's made of stainless steel. Okay, relatively easy to clean. Now let's install this part. Easier to do is this kind of tool. That was spring. Okay, I didn't like this procedure. And now I have to find it. It's a shot. Well, I have another one right here. Oh, here I found it. Didn't fly too far away. Let me do it again. Doesn't cooperate. Are you? No, that's the only way it's installed, right? It's not installed this way, it's installed that way. And try again. So this is the stubborn one. Unless, wait a second. This is how it's supposed to be. Yes, I feel stupid because in other players I did it wrong. That's a different story. So, guys, don't do mistake like me, so I have to now fix it in other players. There's a little hole here. This spring should go under the board and this in this little hole, right? Under the board and little hole. And then it's nicely and snugly actually goes against, and then you're not pushing this away. Yeah, duh. I'll fix it in other players. Okay, we have put it all together. Okay, and then just put some battery and see. Okay. At least screen works. No disc, of course. Let's just put something. Beastie Boys. Ah, it works, it's just I'm not pressing it right enough. Okay, so looks like our forward rewind, not forward, yeah. Volume, I'm testing all buttons. Volume 30. Hey, looks like buttons are flaky. Or not. It's kind of hard when you have to like hold it in this. But it's playing. I think now it's a good time to install back. So this little button goes in here. This USB thingy, which obviously the USB stuff we would have to kind of test because USB NetMD functions. Okay. Okay, so we have case. Let's just install it. What I'm doing. First you install this side where the headphones output is and the USB output is. Okay, let's just verify this is working. Yes, and now put all screws back. I'm gonna be picking less rusty screws. Rusty screws are probably just gonna toss away. Maybe have 2 rusty screws here. And I have more not rusty in this little pouch. Let me fish out some nice ones. Okay. That works. Okay, so good screws will be collected in this bag, back on. Self-toppers are for, and these rusty ones, I'm not sure what to do with them. No, I don't think I need them. Okay, so we have operational MZ-NE410, which is obviously one of the basic models, but still, it is operational. It's operational and it has NetMD function. So I'm pretty happy that we were able again salvage something from a bunch of the broken players and actually have it functional. So let me test the recording capabilities, and after that we will make a conclusion.